Hey guys, Dr. Booth here at Elevated Sports Performance Chiropractic. We just want to go over a couple of the holiday maintenance moves that we're going to give you in this week's email. We're trying to focus on some of the spots that are generally kind of stiff or achy. Some of the big joints, obviously our back and our spine, we're going to try to get that nice and mobile and activated. And then we're going to try to look at the hips and the shoulders. So first we're going to start out with what's called our cat-cow. And we generally do these with a lot of the classes that we have here, so you might be familiar with them. But pay attention for some easy cues here. So we're going to look at just going with the pelvis first. Back and forth. Pelvic motions. We're going to go side to side pelvic motions. Back and forth. And then we're going to transfer it up into our upper back a little bit more. So we're going to push through the upper back. And back down. And then we're going to get into a little bit of shoulder clocking here. Easy way to mobilize the mid and lower back. Now we're going to get into what's called low bear, or if we need a little bit easier, we're going to get into a bird dog. So we're going to try to use some of the muscles that surround our spine. So from here we're going to get into full extension, trying to keep our low back, mid back, everything very stable. Push from our shoulder and our hip and move from our shoulder and our hip. If those are too easy, we're going to get into a low bear position. So our knees are just going to come slightly off the ground and reach and reach. Very challenging, but again, very rewarding to get some of the activation around the core. Next, we're going to get into what's called low squat or a cupid squat. We're going to be wide at the knees and we're going to be mobilizing our hips with this. So pushing our hips back, separating our knees, and then we're going to turn our hips into each side. So we're mobilizing those hips. We can play with our knee width if we need more or less. After that, we're going to get into a pigeon stretch, keeping our low back and back flat, pushing into that, and pushing into each side. Very good for opening up the hips. After that, we're going to activate our hips. We're going to use our hips a little bit. So here, we're going to drive our knee up, out, around, and back down. Do that on both sides, and we want to go clockwise and counterclockwise. So we started out coming up and out. Now we're going to go back and out. Again, activating the hip. Next, we're going to look at opening up our upper back. This is a very common favorite around here. It's called an open book, but I like to do it rainbow style, so I will push my hands over the front and draw a big rainbow with my fingers until I get all the way back here. Again, this is opening up our upper back and opening up some of the front part of the chest. Getting that done on both sides. And then we're going to activate our shoulders and our upper back. So we stretched just a second ago. Now we're activating it. Thumb going out and up, and lift and hold. You should feel all these muscles around your shoulder and upper back really starting to light up. Doing that on both sides is going to help activate the upper back. After that, we're going to get into a plank to squat. Plank to squat. So here, plank, backing up into a squat and repeating. If your squat doesn't get that low, you can always go up into a squat that looks like this, whatever you're more comfortable doing. After that, we're getting to a prize squat. So get as low into the squat as you can, and we're going to start rotating in through the ankles, mobilizing our ankles, and we're going to shift from side to side. Again, mobilizing our ankles and starting to open up some of those muscles that might not be doing a lot of work during this time. Last, we're going to get into Spider-Man with rotation. Spider-Man here, and rotate up towards the leg. And we're also going to challenge ourselves away from the leg. Those are our mobilizations and activations. And we're going to try to get it into a little bit more functional approach here. So we'll be into a standing single leg reach to put it all together. Reach and hold. Reach and hold. We're using our hips, we're using our core, we're using our upper back, everything. So going through this, hopefully this helps, and this is kind of your tutorial. Below will be some of the sets and reps that I think you should maybe do for a warm-up for the holidays.